Columbus. What
All
do you
right.
got?
Um, I'm actually making a last minute change to one of mine because I realized I doubled up on a player and I don't want to double up. So
Doubled
origin,
up on a player already?
yeah, I didn't realize it, but because I have Parkhurst in there, but I'm gonna switch him because I was between him and someone else anyway. So,
All right,
I'll
start
start.
your list.
First name that I think has to be on this list for them is Federico Iguain. He's been with them since 2012, producing for them so often. He's been one of their best attacking players for so many years, even if he's not doing it as much anymore since he's a little bit older now. But he's been a star for them, even if he's still in like the shadow of his brother. I think he's been such a crucial part for them. Another name is Will Trapp. I think he's got to be on there. Playing with them since 2013. Always been a solid midfielder for them. He's been a great leader for them. I think his loss is really gonna they're really gonna feel his loss this season now that he's not with them anymore. Um, then swapping out Parky, I'm gonna put in Chad Marshall for his
Yeah.
early. He was in there for the early years of the decade.
Let
Uh,
me stop you right there and rip you apart for even considering that Parkhurst would be above Marshall in this list. I literally, if I was in New York right now, I'd drive to your house and punch you.
well, because I didn't start following the league until like the middle of the decade, and Marshall was
Doesn't
off
matter.
Marshall was off Columbus at that point, and Parkhurst I think was still there. So I remember Parkhurst being a part of Columbus, but I did not see any of Chad Marshall, so I don't really know how much of an influence he had with them. I only remember Chad Marshall for Seattle, so it was hard for me to like know that like Marshall, of course, is better or not.
Do you hear that, everybody? It's the sound of excuses flying out of his mouth. Continue.
Yeah, Chad Marshall. Um, I mean, he was in our list for all-time center backs. I think he was like the first name on everybody's list. Pretty
Ex-
self-explanatory.
Hence the reason I'm angry that you didn't even consider putting
Well,
him
I
on
had
here.
Parkhurst on my list
All
too
right,
for
all
all
right, all
time.
right. Go ahead. Continue, please.
Last one was a little tough for me. I feel like you'll probably end up yelling at me for it too, because I feel like there's a couple names that could be thrown around. But I went with Merrim. I went with Justin Merrim. Um, and I said it's probably my inexperience in the league showing here, but I remember when I was first starting to follow the league, I remember him being a stud in Columbus. I remember him being fantastic for them, and then he went to Orlando and everything fell apart. But just from that memory of that I have him being like a dangerous winger for them, I went with him. And then honorable mentions, I had Harrison Affle, Steve Clark, and Ethan Finley.
Again, you you spent so much time trying to vouch for Zach Steffen to be a best goalkeeper in the decade if he stayed long enough. You're not even going to put him on your Mount Rushmore?
I just thought it was too short of a time period.
It doesn't matter. Everything that he did to get them where they were. I have three of the four there. I had Marshall, obviously, undisputed best center back in the decade. No, it's not even an argument. Iguain, again, no argument. Joined in 2012, best attacking player Columbus in the league had for a long time. 59 and 51. He's a member of the 50-50 club. Miram was the toughest one I had to choose with 233 appearances, 43 assists, 43 and 34. He was again one of the better, if not underappreciated, wide players. But you're going to tell me Steve Clark had more of an impact on Columbus than Zach Steffen?
I don't remember how long Clark was there.
I mean, he was there long enough. He was there as long as Steffen was, probably, if not maybe a little longer. But Zach Steffen is the best goalkeeper men's national team has produced since Tim Howard.
How long was Stefan
And
with Columbus? Like
oh,
starting?
it all makes sense now. You're just getting back at him for knocking Atlanta out in penalties.
Oh yeah, of
Got it.
course.
Got it. Best GT. All right. I've made my points, but yeah, he was a huge reason why they got to the conference finals in 2017 and the semifinals in 2018, and then he left through halfway through 2019. I mean, if I keep going, I'm going to yell at you. So Zach Steffen over Will Trapp because Will Trapp just sat there and let everybody else do the work for him.